one last end to weave in. I managed to do it, and just in time too. Whew, I'm so glad it's done, and just in time as well. Isn't that just the norm with crochet projects? Like, it's never done super early, is it? But anyway, this is done now, and I am so excited to just grab a gift bag, stick it in, get it packaged up, and get it ready to meet its new owner. If you watched my last video, so I tried to make a similar style of bag in other colors, and it went south very quickly. I used the wrong measurements, and therefore the bag was mahoosive. I then naturally ran out of yarn, and the yarn colors that I used, I'm just not going to be able to get in time to be able to finish the bag. So I had to just park that and start again. Thankfully, I have been able to finish this one, and quite frankly, I couldn't be happier. So when I hit a wall with the last bag, I ended up going down a bit of a Pinterest and YouTube rabbit hole. Even though I didn't have a pattern for the bag, I managed to decipher from looking at other patterns where I could finally find some measurements that I needed the ratio of the rectangle size to be about 3:1. So using that newfound knowledge, I was then able to basically draft out my own pattern, which I've managed to use to get me to this point. And quite frankly, I'm really pleased with it. Christmas making is not for the faint of heart, is it? Like, everything is going on. And quite frankly, I'm rather impressed I've been able to carve out the time to get it made. But as I'm going to probably keep saying throughout the video, it's done now. If anything, it's a bit of a testament to myself that, and I think all of you makers out there as well, that if you put your mind to something that you're gonna get it done, you will find the time to get it done. So let me show you what this bag actually looks like. I have also, the keen-eyed among you will notice that I've had to do a little bit of improv down here. So as everything, I ran out of this yarn, which is the color linen, at the very last minute. I literally needed like 2 rows, and I would have to do a whole new order to the stock. Basically, it just wasn't going to happen. So I had to use some leftover ecru, which is this batch here, in these 2 rows here. Now it is at the base of the bag, so I want to say, it's not, I can see it, I know it's there, and now I've told you it's there, so you can probably see it as well. But I'm hoping it's a little bit more cohesive with the colors of the bag, that it's not too much of a problem, but it's one of the compromises I had to make. It's not perfect, I know, but it is done. And quite frankly, I still think it will be loved. At least I hope it's going to be loved, because it's a lot of work I've put into that. Anyway, so that happened. And then I've also added a tassel made in a different style this time, which I do quite like. And as some of you may remember, I've also added in a lining, drawstring lining again, without a welt pocket this time, but with a bit of an elasticated pocket. So I don't know if you can probably see. Yeah, there we go. The elasticated pocket down here, and then the rest of it as well. So, oh, and I also used 2 different colors for the drawstring this time. So learning from last time, I was sort of thinking it will probably make it easier to pull, she says. So this way you kind of know which ones you're holding, and it kind of just makes things a little bit easier for the end user. But that's kind of where it's at. Not sure about this bit. A little bit. I don't know what to do. It is actually, in my opinion anyway, quite sturdy still, quite heavy. Obviously, it does react to movement, so it will collapse down eventually, but it does still hold its shape quite well, which I'm quite happy with, and which is quite one of the reasons I like using this yarn. But this is the finished bag. I think I think the stitches are all right. I think, but yeah, I think it's come together decent enough to give the look that I really wanted to give this person. So I really hope that I at least in part helped to make their Christmas a little bit more special with this handmade gift. I think handmade gifts are a little bit sketchy sometimes because you sort of need to keep in mind that while certain things are wanted, they might not be wanted by everyone. And I've had to sort of check myself this year as well. So I've kind of had to take a bit of a step back and just really think about who's getting what and why, just to make sure I'm not overloading people with things that they might not want. And if anything, putting my effort into those that I think will appreciate it more. And therefore, sort of buying gifts where they probably make more sense and will be appreciated more. So I think that's helped in terms of keeping the list of handmade gifts down, but it has still made it a little bit tricky in terms of making sure that the gifts that I am making are of the highest quality that I can provide. Give or take a few cut corners. Um, but yes, that is where I got to. I'm so glad you've stuck around to see how the bag turned out. So thank you so much for watching. Would I do this again? Absolutely, actually. I think the fact that I was able to sort of learn the long way, to be fair, about how to sort of recreate the pattern and the ratio needed and things like that, it's really helped. What it also has taught me is that if I was able to find patterns after I'd already made 4 wrong panels, then quite frankly, I should be able to find something to get me started before I start at all. So yeah, that was a lesson I definitely learned the hard way. Hopefully, and I haven't prioritized that as yet because obviously Christmas. Um, I will try and freestyle something out of the panels that I have got. I really don't want to unravel those, so I'll do something with those, and I'll probably share them on the channel a little bit later. But until then, definitely learned a lot, and it still was enjoyable to make. Once I finally saw things coming together, the panels being stitched in their arrangement, and then sewing them up, adding the handles, putting in the lining, like seeing it come together from just a batch of initial materials, you know, sort of 5 yarn skeins and some materials. I feel like it's quite cool to be able to sort of look at that and then turn it into something that can actually be used every day. So yeah, still really pleased I pushed through. It absolutely was tough. But would I do it again? Yes. Did I enjoy the pressure and stress somewhat of wondering whether or not it would be done in time? Kind of, yes. It's challenge accepted, isn't it? I really think it was worth it. So what I would like to do is be more organized for next year. But can I be? I mean, I really hope I can. I really hope I've learned from this. But yeah, it normally takes me more than one attempt to learn something. Thank you so much for sticking by me. Thank you for your viewership. I really hope that I have inspired you to continue practicing on your making journey, because I'm definitely not where I want to be yet, but I am definitely better than where I was last year. So if anything, I'm hoping that this has all proved to you that you do see the rewards of actually practicing. I know we all hear it day to day, don't we? Practice makes perfect. And no, I'm not perfect yet, but I can already see the improvements. So I hope that encourages you on this journey. And maybe 2026 is when you decide to pick up your hook or your craft again. And yeah, let's just work on it, work at it, make things, get creative. I think I can guarantee you actually that you will see improvements come the end of next year. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for sticking by me. I want to take this opportunity to wish you and yours a wonderful and very Merry Christmas, prosperous New Year. I hope you have a wonderful time, whatever you're up to. It's been an interesting half a year since starting the channel, and I'm so glad to have you on board. If you did like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. What did you think of the bag? Did your Christmas makes go okay? Because I know, again, well, I have anyway, been cutting it down to the wire. So let me know how yours went. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next one.